Hey guys, hope you're good. So today I'm going to be talking about a program called MAPS ANABOLIC. So MAPS stands for, I believe, Muscular Adaptation. I can't remember what the P stands for. However, it's written by the guys over at Mind Pump in the USA. And currently, my name's Dan Harrimat. I'm a moderately experienced lifter for the UK. Anyhow, I've been lifting probably in earnest around 2.5 years. So I would say, I've, in a way I'm advanced because I've had like a long time just training at the gym. I'm about probably 75% of the way through MAPS Anabolic. So MAPS Anabolic is the main program developed by the guys over at Mind Pump. They are responsible for an amazing podcast. And so a little bit of background about my training before I started MAPS Anabolic. So MAPS Anabolic is a 12-week program. It focuses on the full body workout routines over a 2 or 3 day a week basis. So you have the option of training 2 to 3 days a week, and it's split over 3 phases. Each phase of training lasts approximately 3 weeks. So what happens is, you've got the option to train either 2 or 3 days a week, and that's literally it. For example, I was training 6 days a week at the gym, and I was really under this kind of belief that in order to maintain my physicality, the way I looked, my strength and everything, I had to train for 6 days a week, right? Which is a lot of demand. And I was following a bro split, so push day, chest, triceps, back biceps, then legs, and then repeat. It's really exhausting. I was getting up really early to do this. So I was listening to their podcast and they're talking about, you can do a lot less and get a lot more results. So I thought, it got my attention and I bought the program and I've been trying it and I'm absolutely mind blown by the results of the program. So far, I've got leaner, my lifts have gone up, my energy levels have gone a lot higher than what they were before, feeling a lot better, recovering way better, and a lot of the old kind of bodybuilding stars before steroids were invented used to train this way. So the guy who played Superman, for example, you look at what these people used to look like and they didn't even use any steroids. This is the sort of formula they use. So really what this program will do is it will speed your metabolism up, and the way it does that is it just helps you gain mass. So on the days where you're not actually at the gym, use resistance bands. So these are kind of rubber bands, and they're not workouts, they're just little pump sessions. So you just put some blood into the muscles. This aids recovery, and it also just keeps that muscle building signal loud. It just helps you put on size. And they're not workouts, like I'm saying. So at the moment, I'm currently got 1 more week left in phase 2, and then we move into phase 3, which is the final phase. It's an amazing program. I'd urge you to try it. So I think what happens is the first 2 phases, which are made up of 3-week blocks, the workouts themselves. So you have what they call 2 foundational workouts, workout 1 and workout 2. And they both have different things in them and they change in every phase, right? And then as we move into phase 3, the final 3-week phase, there's actually 3 days a week involved in phase 3. But you think that's really I'm literally less than halving the amount of time I was spending previously at the gym and getting a lot more results. And what happens, obviously, because a lot of people are scared to do this, to drop the amount of days at the gym, because they think, well, I'm just going to gain all this body fat. But it's completely counterintuitive because you're recovering better. And because this program is written so well, it focuses on the main mass building movements, like the squat. It's a compound lift. It works multiple muscle groups. The deadlift, the bench press, the pull-up, the barbell row. These type of exercises, the overhead press, these type of exercises, they are the most simple movements, but at the end of the day, as like basic and as simple as they are, they give you the best bang for your buck. You can't dispense with them. They will build the most mass. If you get good at doing them and slowly over time perfect doing them, and if you can't do them, start working towards getting to a place where you can do them, it's just so much return you'll get from your investment. So what next for me after I've actually completed this program? So currently I am studying to become a qualified personal trainer here in the UK. So level 3 personal training course. So when I actually start making programs, I'm going to be using some of the same principles that they use during this program, MAPS Anabolic, simply because you're recovering during those days where you're not at the gym. And if you're worried about gaining, say, fat, all you need to do is keep following the program as it's written. So essentially you've got these trigger sessions which keep you strong, and just simply walking, that's it. It's very simple as that. There's no extra cardio written into this program. What's next for me after this program in terms of my own training? So it's very tempting because it's such a good program. I've got stronger, I've got bigger. It's so tempting just to rerun it on repeat. But the guys who wrote this program, who I have to say seems to be the gold standard for fitness information from what I can tell, they recommend moving on to MAPS Performance, which is their next program, which is really a good follow-on to MAPS Anabolic. So MAPS Performance, it seems to be really focusing on similar movements, I guess, from this program, but it works on things like correctional exercises, mobility work. So basically stops you from getting injured, because obviously you have to remember this particular program is very, very good for strength building and muscle mass building, and that will speed your metabolism up, which it will get you leaner basically, because if you put on muscle, muscle burns calories up. Like, I eat an obscenely large amount of food for my size, which is another thing, especially like around this time of year. But rather than running this on repeat because it seems so good, what I'm going to be doing is cycling through the program. So I'm going to be moving into MAPS Performance, which is more about athletic performance, and it's not so much about size building, but it's more about kind of like prevention of like injury, and like because if you've got some impingements or some imbalances, it's gonna eventually show up in those big lifts. You get kind of like these old school bodybuilders who they have limited range of motion and they end up unable to do certain of these big exercises because they've got like these bad injuries, so this is kind of a very, very essential sort of following. Anyway guys, so yeah, my review, it's an amazing program, MAPS Anabolic. I strongly recommend you have a look at it. Usually the guys at Mind Pump, if you follow their podcast, oftentimes they do run like promotions and stuff like that on their fitness products. The problem is with the fitness world, a lot of the information you find out there is just garbage, to be honest. So you need to be careful who you listen to. So if you are interested in getting to your goals in a sustainable, healthy manner, most definitely give their podcast a listen. Head over to Mind Pump Fitness Products. Just Google that and you'll find it. Or just type in MAPS Anabolic, MAPS, and then the word anabolic. Okay, have a happy new year, guys, and I'll see you soon.